Hey guys, welcome back. You're still tuned into Trading Hour. Now, in a major development, the NSE has revised the Nifty Bank futures and options expiry day from Thursday to Friday. So all existing contracts with Thursday expiry will now be revised to Friday on July 6th, and the changes will be effective from the 7th of July. Meanwhile, the first Friday expiry will be on the 14th of July. So to discuss this, we're joined by Siddharth Bhamre, Head of Research at Religare Broking, to discuss this latest move. Siddharth, thanks a lot for joining us. This is Pavitra. First, on just this move that has come through on shifting the Nifty Bank expiry, your thoughts on this and why do you think this was done?
Good morning, Pavitra. So I guess the one-word answer to that is competition. We recently, beginning of or mid of May, we saw BSE launching its one more attempt to renew its F&O segment, and with a reduced lot size, it is launching it launched Sensex and BankX with Friday as an expiry. Now, BSE has done a lot of changes since last decade or so to uplift its F&O market, but it has not been successful in doing that. But this is first time that NSE is reacting to what BSE has done. It depends, how these things would pan out. Shifting only Bank Nifty expiry to Friday and keeping Nifty expiry to Thursday, this initially will impact BSE, and proof is that you can look at the BSE prices, BSE stock prices. It is down by 2.5% or so. If you see it from brokers' perspective, then more the merrier. It is that way. So Thursday, people will play in Nifty options, and Friday people will play in Bank Nifty options. And if you look, most of the broking stocks today, they have gone up. So the only reason I see this is the competition. And for BSE, I think the silver lining is that for the first time for its action, NSE is reacted. So maybe they are on the right track at this point of time.
Siddharth, hi. That's a very interesting observation. Actually, you're right. I was thinking of the same. When is the last time we saw NSE react to anything that BSE does or introduces or launches? So quite interesting. But tell us this now, just purely from the NSE's perspective. Now you have the financial services Nifty expiring on Tuesday. You'll have the monthly expiry, the Nifty expiry on Thursday, and you'll have the Bank Nifty expiry on Friday. Overall, in terms of positioning, trading, is this going to increase volatility? Will it increase complexity? Is it good or is it bad for traders?
The traders who are making money, it's good. Who understand the nitty-gritty of expiries, it is good. But let us ask ourselves how many people actually know how to trade in expiry. Only thing which people get attracted to is that options are available cheap on expiry. And today only they'll come to know whether they are making killing or they are losing their capital. So it's more of and I want to refrain using any, words which will put me in problems. But it's more of speculation. It will encourage more of speculation. People will be more active in Nifty on Thursday, will be more active in Bank Nifty on Friday. Fin Nifty, I'm not sure whether entire of these volumes are actual volumes. I think it's more of market making at this point of time. So I would refrain commenting from there. But then more volumes for brokers, more volumes for exchange. And if you know F&O trading properly, and you know the nitty-gritties of this market in terms of option pricing, then you have more opportunities. But if you're just speculating because your broker is saying you to do, then you will lose your capital at much faster pace because of all these expiries.
Siddharth, is there any other arbitrage, not arbitrage is perhaps not the right word, but is there any other difference left between BSE and NSE? On the Nifty Bank, NSE has aligned to BSE's weekly expiry on Friday. But now between BSE and NSE, is there any competitive advantage or disadvantage where we could see NSE take action in the future?
I think the biggest thing which attracts traders to any exchange, Rima, is the liquidity. And BSE time and again has failed to provide that for a prolonged period of time. There was time when almost for a year, BSE did market making and, it burned a lot of cash. it depends now how they are going to, provide liquidity. For me, if I have to, advise any exchange, and then I would say you need to incentivize actual players rather than people who are just coming for market making. Just like in any competition, if there is a monopoly, all you have to do is come out with same product and do better pricing. So some people who are playing smaller games, smaller margin games, they get attracted to you and they bring in liquidity rather than some person who's just making liquidity and burning your pockets. So there is no technical difference as such. Yes, there would be some minor difference in terms of composition of index, but that won't deter much to traders. So I sincerely hope that BSE this time incentivize right set of people rather than just market makers.
I mean, just to follow up on that, actually, Siddharth, with all the moves that BSE had made, all these new launches, weekly products that they were launching in the F&O space, what's been the response like? I mean, do you see volumes really picking up at all in a meaningful manner for any of these F&O products at the BSE?
The best thing is to check on all these social media platforms. So you'll come to know that a lot of brokers have still not enabled their platforms where these options are available. So that itself gives you a response that what kind of volumes are happening there, or rather than saying the quantum of volumes, the nature of volumes. I think in initial period of any launch, the nature of volume is more important than quantum. And that's what, again, it brings me back to market making. So far response has not been good. We are not seeing any of our major clients asking for these options. I think BSE has to do a lot of investor awareness programs, incentivize brokers, incentivize traders for them to themselves come to BSE for these, rather than it should be a pull marketing strategy rather than push marketing strategy, which BSE has been adopting. And pull can only happen if you're giving me incentives. Me in the sense brokers.
So you're saying that after BSE introduced these fresh products in the month of May, and the Bank Nifty, weekly options expiry was on Friday for BSE, it's not that the volumes picked up. So this move by NSE responding to, BSE is more of a proactive step rather than a reactive. It's not that it had lost, it was losing out to competition in any way.
Firstly, I would say there's no competition. BSE has not able to, reach to, even a fraction of actual volumes compared to NSE. And I'm removing market making volume here. I'm talking about actual volumes. And you go to any broker and ask how many traders are trading on BSE contract and how many are NSE, you'll get an answer. So not going by actual volume figure.
Surprise, exactly.
So if
so that's the surprising factor. Then why? Is NSE shifting Bank Nifty expiry to Friday? BSE was never in the picture as a threat. I mean, NSE has never considered that, I suppose, to begin with.
If you remove BSE out of competition, then look at this way. I was doing an expiry on Thursday of Nifty and Bank Nifty both, and I was ensuring that there's a lot of volume, both for exchange, both for brokers. Now I'm seeing that there's so much of volume happening into indices. Let me, do one thing, shift one, index on Friday. So it's like, one bullet killing two birds. Even if there is some chance of competition, that gets killed. And at the same time, my volumes, my turnover also increases because people will play on Thursday also, and now they'll play on Friday also.
Friday. So you don't cannibalize your own business, so to speak. You spread it up across 2 days instead of clubbing it on one, and hopefully it increases your own business. And as a sideshow, it also takes care of competition, if any were to come up at all. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense, Siddharth. Thank you so much. Actually, we wanted to discuss the market with you as well, but this was such an interesting chat that I think our time is up on this. So markets another time, but thank you very much for explaining the possible rationale behind this change in the timelines for the Bank Nifty expiry. We do have to take a very quick break on that note. We'll come back on the other side and discuss market technicals. Sudeep Shah of SBI Securities will join in.